Hello everyone, this is Seema Zahid, and it's my pleasure to present to prestigious platform of International Brain and Biomedicine Conference, IBBC 2023, organized by Department of Physiology, Government College University, Faisalabad. So coming to the title of our oral presentation, that is Effect of Perceived Family Support on Psychological Adjustment of Physically Handicapped Adolescents, authored by Madiha Zainab, Dr. Maimuna Ismailuna, and Seema Zahid from International Islamic University, Islamabad. Starting from the introduction of the study variables involved, a family support can be conceptually viewed as the level of assistance, service, or availability of family members to provide support in the times of need. Whereas psychological adjustment can be taken as a process rather than a state, basically a behavioral process of balancing the conflicting needs and to adapting to the changes in the surroundings or in the environment. And the purpose of this process, as quoted by Decker and Root, is to provide a better quality of life or a better health to people. Then comes the physical disability, and physical disability can be viewed as some form of impairment in a person's body structure or function, or it can also be viewed as an impairment or limitation to a person's physical functioning, mobility, dexterity, or stamina. And as you can see through the slide, that it may occur in various different forms, and it may be present at birth or might be acquired later in life due to some illness or accident. So the two key questions that might be striking your mind at this time are that why we preferred physical over other disabilities and why we are emphasizing the particular adolescent age group. So the reason behind this is the fact that the recent UNDP reports show that 6.2% people in Pakistan are having some form of physical disability, and the rate is constantly increasing. And secondly, as we all know, that adolescent is known for the period of certain transitions. It is referred to as a period of certain physical, social, and psychological transitions, as well as a period for self-development. It is a period when people come to terms with their self-concept, self-identity. They tend to explore their place in society. They come to terms with their self-worth. So in such a critical and crucial period of time, having some form of disability creates an additional burden and stress on adolescents, and it may hinder the normal healthy self-development or the successful transitions from childhood into adolescence or from adolescence into adulthood. So that's why we were compelled to explore the dynamic role a family can play by extending the necessary support to adolescents to enable them to cope with the certain physical and psychological consequences of their disabilities. Coming to the methods and materials and procedures of the study, our study was mainly aimed at exploring the relationship between perceived family support and psychological adjustment, and it was also intended to explore the effect of family support on psychological adjustment, along with exploring the gender differences on study variables. And so accordingly, we hypothesized that there will be a significant relationship between these two variables, and family support will have some significant impact on psychological adjustment of adolescents. A total of 150 adolescents constituted the sample for our study, and the age range set was from 10 to 20 years. The sample was taken out from different special institutions, rehabilitation centers, and vocational centers. And the tools used for the data collection purpose included a psychological adjustment scale, PAS 27-item scale developed by Saber in 1999. And it is basically a 5-point rating scale ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree. And the second scale was family support scale for physically handicapped, FSS. 30-item scale, and it is basically a 4-point Likert type rating scale, and both of these scales are standardized and having alpha coefficient above 0.80, which indicates a good reliability. So the next slides present the results for the present study. Here you can see the descriptors for the study variables. And as you can see through the slide that the mean standard deviation and alpha values for both of the scales are good. They are indicating a good reliability, and they are indicating that our instruments were suitable and reliable measures for the study population. Next slide is about the correlations between family support and psychological adjustment. And here you can see that all the correlations are significant at 0.05 level, and they are indicating that there is a significant positive relationship between psychological adjustment and family support. And this means that as the family support increases, the psychological adjustment of adolescents also increases. So this table is about linear regression analysis between family support and psychological adjustment. Here you can see that the beta value for FS is 0.65, that is significant at 0.05 level. The F value is 88.40, that is also significant at 0.01. Both values are significant at 0.01 level. And they are indicating that family support is a strong predictor of psychological adjustment. And R square value, that is 0.37, is reflecting that family support contributes to 37% of a total variance. And the lower and upper bounds here, you can see that they include a non-zero figure. That means that any variance in psychological adjustment is absolutely attributed to family support. So this is the last table presenting the T values of both study variables between males and females. So this table is indicating the gender differences, and you can see here that all the T values are non-significant. So this means that we found no gender differences between males and females on psychological adjustment and psychological support. And that means that both male and female adolescents have been receiving equal level of supports and have been showing equal levels of psychological adjustment accordingly. So coming to the key findings, we found a strong relationship between family support and psychological adjustment of physically handicapped adolescents, and we found no gender differences among them. As every study comes up with certain limitations, keeping our study limitations in mind, we propose that the future studies can have cross-sectional designs. They can add more age groups, and they can focus on different kinds of disabilities. They can have larger samples, and they may design certain qualitative studies in order to get more deeper and insights on the topic in consideration. So summing up, coming to the conclusion, our study has certain implications for policymakers, for health officials, and for educators. Policymakers can take different steps to create more resources for physically handicapped individuals and their families. Health officials can also deliver certain trainings to their staffs to better facilitate such individuals. Educators, especially those dealing with the special children, can switch to certain latest pedagogies which may better foster development of their students. So the take-home messages are that people with disability, let it be the students or anyone with disability, are in dire need of support. And lack of support does not only render significant negative impact on their life, but also it deprives a society from benefiting from their potentials. So apart from the role a family can play, we as responsible citizens, responsible social members can provide them with a better social life. We can provide them with the necessary support so that they can enable themselves as a valuable member of society, and so that they can be able to contribute productively towards their community and society. Thank you so much. This is all about our presentation. Thank you so much.